Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is up, nerds of the internet, and welcome back to episode 53 of the Carbonite Convos Podcast. If this is your first time joining us, you've just taken your first step into a larger world. And if you are not new to this channel, we can't thank you enough for coming back once again. And if you are joining us on TikTok, thank you for hopping in the chat. Tonight is going to be a little bit different of an episode because there's not too much crazy news theories out there right now, except for some Star Wars news that came out yesterday. So we're going out live on TikTok, and we're just inviting anybody and everybody to ask any Marvel or Star Wars question that they have, and we're just gonna let the conversation flow tonight. So Alec, how we doing?
Great as always, man. Just like you said, you don't have anything super specific to talk about. Just anything kind of cool going on in the fandom. But before we get going on that, guys, as always, if you like what you see here, make sure you smash that like button, drop a comment in the comment section below, let us know your thoughts, and make sure you hit that follow button, guys. Your subs mean a lot to us. So I'm ready to get into this, man.
Yes, sir. So the first order of business, and arguably the biggest order of business of the night, is that we finally have a Sabine Wren casting for the Ahsoka series. So Natasha Liu Bordizzo, known for her role on The Society, which I haven't seen. I actually haven't seen anything with Natasha in it. She is going to be reprising the role of Sabine Wren in this upcoming Disney Plus series. So how do you feel about that?
It's interesting because my immediate thought is, how is this going to connect to the, what do you call it? Not the prelude, but the, what's the ending of Rebels? Like, because we still have no idea of where in place and time that really takes place. Yeah. So how old is she going to be in comparison to the ending of the show? And obviously we can't really tell from the animation how much Ahsoka aged from, the time where Ezra disappeared to the time where it shows her actually going out to look for her. So with Sabine being like obviously younger than Ahsoka, I feel like that's going to give us a more accurate representation of how much time has really passed, is seeing her not so much like a teenager, but someone in their young adulthood, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the one difference that you can tell in the ending of Star Wars Rebels is that like you mentioned, you can't really tell how much Ahsoka has aged, but you can tell that Sabine has aged a decent amount. She has a very different haircut. I don't know. I just think they put some years on her. So it's interesting that we have a 27-year-old woman playing her, because I assume that she will be fairly older in this series. And I'm actually looking up what
interesting.
Sabine's age was in Rebels.
It's interesting. Like, that's 27 is like a very good age, I feel, for casting actors and actresses, because 27 you can play up or play down in age. So you could play a 20-year-old at 27, or you could play a 35-year-old at 27, obviously with makeup and special effects and stuff. But
that's like the. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
I was just saying, the actress that played in Spider-Man Homecoming, Liz, she was 30 at the time. I had no clue.
Isn't that wild?
She's 30 at the time, and she's playing like a 17-year-old.
If you would have told me she was 15, I would have 100% believed it.
Exactly.
Isn't that wild?
So I looked it up, and Sabine was 16 years old at the start of Rebels. So by the end of, excluding the, post-credit scene of Rebels, the final season, I assume that'll put her around 20 years at the end. So I can't imagine that Natasha will be playing a 20-year-old. It's very possible, I'd assume, but I think there's going to be a good few years on her for this series, and I'm super excited. I'm curious as to how big of a role she plays, because going off of the excerpt of what the show says, where Ahsoka and Sabine are going to be actively looking for Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn, I assume that she's going to be almost as big a part in this as Ahsoka is. So I'm super excited about that, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another thing I'm excited about is seeing what her armor is going to look like.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because obviously, like, I don't know if they're going to try to match it exactly to the animation armor, or if they're going to kind of live it up a little bit and do something a little different. Maybe she had a change of heart and wanted to redo it, or maybe she even got new armor and wanted to show off her clan colors a little more or whatever it is. So I'm pumped about that. The other
Speaking
thing,
of Mando armor, really quick, I got
for
this in finally. I finally have a
Ooh,
Bo-Katan.
dude,
I'm still
it's
waiting on
about
it
time,
from
bro.
no, this is the one from Mando. So I'm still waiting on the one from the Clone Wars, but that's in my Big Apple order that you're waiting for as well.
I got you. I got my Boba Fett from Mandalorian in the other day. My Amazon exclusive Ahsoka from Mandalorian in the other day.
Yeah.
So those were pretty good adds to the setup.
For sure. I actually haven't even looked at this yet. So it's
How similar is it to the Clone Wars one?
I assume pretty similar.
Dude, it's like the
it's
exact
just the
same.
difference is that she has like a little
Like a shield.
in the Clone Wars one. Honestly, the blue is a lot different than what I thought it was. It's like a very and maybe it's because I have all kinds of funky lighting in here, but it's like more of a baby blue than
Like a powdery
blue.
blue?
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting.
All right, but what was your second point that you were making? After the armor.
Hold on, we'll come back to that. I kind of lost track. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry,
We got distracted about talking about some Funko Pops. Speaking of Funko Pops, bro, I have to have at least 30 on pre-order through different companies and stores. It's ridiculous, man. The wallet is struggling right now.
No, I agree. It's funny you said about the old man Cap Funko Pop. You said yours is still says something funky on Amazon.
Mine says order received.
Mine was supposed to be here this week, and then I got a notification yesterday that I needed to approve it, so it's going to be a little bit.
Well, dude, I actually texted you about this morning. I'm hype. Anyone who's familiar, Big Apple Collectibles. Big Apple Collectibles. Nick and I put in a big order back in like February because it was like a deal with free shipping and stuff, and with the world like shipping and everything being so messed up, it's been delayed months and months. So we ordered it back in February. Neither one of us has
February. Did it?
Yeah.
Did we really?
Yes, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, I was pumped because I checked my order today and they have all like 11 except they have like 11 of the 12 in the shop right now ready to go, and the last one has been shipped to them. So this thing should be going out any day.
That's dope.
I'm pumped, bro. That's all my WandaVision stuff, all that.
Yeah, I have some WandaVision ones, a couple of the Clone Wars ones that I pre-ordered from GameStop, and they just absolutely destroyed me with the pre-orders. But while we're talking about Pops really quick, check this one out.
The concept.
For anybody listening, this is the Stormtrooper concept, number 470, where the trooper is actually holding a lightsaber. So it's really cool. Honestly, I think I'm going to get out of collecting the concepts a little bit just for money and room purposes, but I'm definitely saving this one because he's going to go in my trooper section 100%.
Oh, dude, he's phenomenal.
He's sick, man.
Funko is hurting me right now with they have dropped a ton of Spider-Man related exclusives lately, and with No Way Home coming out, there's going to be a second wave coming out. Who knows? Anytime now. And I'm going to have to buy literally every single one of them. And because knowing that sucks.
Knowing it's going to have Toby and Andrew and all that too. It's going to be a rough one.
If that's what it takes to finally get a Toby or an Andrew Funko Pop.
Well, they have Andrew ones.
Isn't that what? That's true. They have two Andrew ones.
Yeah. But still, I can't believe they don't have the Sam Raimi ones yet. That blows my mind. No, I'd buy those. I'm trying to stick away from buying Spider-Man Pops, except if it's from a new movie. But I would buy a couple from the Sam Raimi movies.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'd buy every single one they release. Yeah. I'd obviously looking behind me, you have to.
Do you see that in a Marvel book, talking about the title is who will lead the Avengers moving forward? They have Wanda, I believe they have Doctor Strange, Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America, and they used a picture of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Yeah, because it had the Sam Raimi suit on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was.
What account was that through?
What do you mean?
What was that on?
It was somewhere. I can't remember who exactly posted it, but it was a picture of a book.
Interesting.
It was from a book already printed.
Dude, there's no way Toby there's no way Toby or Andrew, if they are in this movie, stick around, bro.
No way.
There's no possible way. Odds are Toby's gonna die. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
We're less than a month away.
I know.
Isn't that
I
wild?
know.
For those of
Like-
you who haven't been around, Nick and I are even more excited than usual, just because him and I are actually going to be able to see this together. He's going to come out and visit me in Arizona. We're going to see the movie. He gets here the day before it comes out. We're going to see the movie. And then the day after, we're driving out to LA to go to Avengers Campus and Galaxy's Edge. If there's anyone in the chat right now that's been to either of those parks and have any recommendations as far as like things to eat or certain things to do, drop it in the chat, guys. We'd really appreciate it.
No, definitely. I'm super excited. We're going to make a lightsaber. Alec said he's going to get the web slingers.
Oh, I have to. Also, real quick in the chat, Fienne 8 with the gift in the chat. I really appreciate that. That's super generous.
Thank you very much.
Dude, those web slingers are an absolute must buy, bro. They're so sick.
I think obviously the big purchase is going to be the lightsaber for me, but I could see myself also getting like a holocron or something, and I would have to find something cool at Avengers Campus too, because everybody know. Well, I actually not everybody knows, but everybody that knows me personally knows I'm a big pin collector. So obviously, I'm gonna get a few cool pins from each, but I have to get like a replica of something from Avengers Campus. So I already know I'm getting a saber and probably something else at Galaxy's Edge, but Avengers Campus is going to kind of, I don't know, it's going to be a mystery until I get there and find something.
Part of me is debating on buying a spider bot.
Yeah, I figured.
Just to have, because
how much are they?
They're a little pricey. They're over 100, I'm pretty sure. But
Sheesh.
this is a one, dude. When are we gonna do this again? I don't know. Honestly, I think it's going to depend on how cool the ride is, because I know the spider bot's a big part of the ride. So if they're super cool, I might have to snag one.
Yeah. How much are the web slingers?
The web shooters, I think they're they're pricey too.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to look at them, but they're just like, they look like they're such quality.
Really?
Dude, they look legit.
I have some web shooters, but they're the ones from the Iron Spider suit, and it came in the Marvel Studios. I'm looking at it right now, which is why my camera looks all funky with my face. It's from the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years box. So it came with the Eye of Agamotto and Doctor Strange's sling ring. It came with the web shooters. It came with Black Panther's Kimoyo bracelet and the necklace. And then it came with a glow in the dark arc reactor, all of them from Infinity War. So that was really cool. I think they limited it to like 7,000 or something. So I have that. Excuse me. But yeah, that's the only web shooters I have.
Speaking of arc reactors, real quick, we talk about Spider-Man every single time we're on here. We got to talk about real quick. Jamie Foxx Electro looks to have an arc reactor on his armor, or his suit, whatever you want to call it. From what I've read in people's theories, a lot of them do think that it's actually from a different universe than the Andrew universe, because the whole vibe about him is completely different. Like in TASM, like he was like a kind of a weirdo at, like, his hair was completely different. He was balding, like wore glasses.
Yeah.
He was blue. So that really makes you think, bro, is like, are any of these villains from their respective universes?
I don't know.
Like, and by that I mean, like, for instance, Doc Ock. Like, yeah, obviously he's from the Raimi verse, but is it the Raimi verse that was turned into the movie? You know what I'm getting at? Yeah.
No, I get it. Dude, we're not gonna know, man.
We're not gonna know. It's just
cracked open like a freaking egg. And there are going to be so many questions. It's going to be so hard to just understand the MCU after this movie. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but we're excited. We'll be there opening night. We'll
I know I'm looking into an, like, where the closest IMAX theater is, because tickets go on sale a week from the day. Yeah. And we're gonna have to hop on that quick. I don't want any playing around with it, bro. I want to secure those
No,
because
for
if we
sure.
can't see it opening night, I will cry like a baby.
I live on the 9th floor. I will jump.
I'll be right behind you, buddy.
There we go. This is kind of off topic. Going back to some of the collectibles. Have you seen the Marvel Legends Eye of Agamotto? It is so cool. It
Dude.
sucks that I already have one because mine doesn't do anything, but that when you press it and it like opens
And it
up,
like opens up.
I really want that.
I want the freaking spider helmet, dude.
Yeah.
The Marvel Legends spider,
Sure.
Iron Spider
When
helmet.
does that release?
It's out.
Right now?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
People have it. I've seen it on TikTok and stuff. And one, it's expensive. The
How much
reason
is
I
it?
haven't got it, one, it's expensive. It's like 300, I think.
Really?
I think so. It's pricey, bro.
That's stupid for it to
Yeah,
be that much.
but I could be wrong. It could be less. I kind of ballparking here, but I'm
Yeah.
honestly worried about it just not being able to wear it.
Yeah, if anybody,
I have a fat head.
that
Like
he does.
Nick has labeled me or nicknamed me BH or Big Head since we were 12, 13.
Yeah.
And it's become
Wore
a
a
thing ever
size
since.
8 hat as a toddler.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that if anybody's ever seen George Lopez back in the day a little bit, they would show flashbacks of him as a kid, but it would be like his adult head, like obviously
Yeah.
CGI'd onto his body. Dude, I swear to God, that's what it was like for me. Like my head has not grown since I was probably 12 or 13, and my body was obviously not proportionate. Now it looks kind of normal,
Yeah.
but at the time, bro, it was ridiculous.
No, it was. It was. Is there anything else that's out there that, or anything at Disney?
Dude, do
that
they
you-
still have the park exclusive Iron Man and Spider-Man pop? I doubt it.
I'm sure they do.
You think
to
they
be
made that
honest.
many though?
Probably. You know,
I'll have
There've
to
only
snag
been
one
a-
of those when we're
there've
there.
only been a few. Oh, I'll get the Iron Man one for sure.
hmm
Would you get both or just Spidey?
Just Spidey, probably.
Yeah. Like they do sell out, but they sell out not fast. I don't know. I'm not an expert on those because my parents have the season passes down in Florida, and if one ever comes out, I'll ask them to snag it for me if they're there. So I've gotten pretty lucky in that sense. But I don't think it's that terribly difficult to get because you can still get the Rocket one from
Right.
in Florida.
That's a
and
good
it's been
point.
out for like
I wanted
years.
when they went on sale online a few months back. I really wanted it, but bro, with shipping and everything, it was gonna be like $35. And I was like, this is not worth it. Like
Also,
I will just wait and try to snag this if I ever go.
if you buy it online too, it doesn't come with the Disney park sticker. Do you know that?
Really?
People were pissed because
Dude, that's BS, man.
yeah,
That's why it's part of the reason why you get it. Like,
exactly. Because at that point it's not an exclusive.
right. I mean,
I
it
don't know.
is, but it's not like it's like buying a knockoff in a way.
Yeah. I
I would have been upset too.
No, for sure. I actually have a park exclusive sitting right here. Star Wars Landing, the DJ.
Ooh.
Yeah, DJ Rex.
So,
My man. I just can't wait to go on Star Tours again. Try to get on what's the new ride?
Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, dude, we got to do some
Odds are
research
we're
on
not
like
going to get on it.
I don't know, man. Let's cross our fingers. Let's do some research and make sure that we plan this thing out. Again, if anyone in the chat has any recommendation on that, please drop it in there. We'd really appreciate it. Also, ask us any Marvel, Star Wars related questions. That's what we're doing tonight, and we'd love to answer them.
Definitely. So any more news out there or theories that you've come across?
Outside of obviously the 2 billion Spider-Man theories and stuff out there right now, not a ton. With one thing I am obviously excited for is Hawkeye starting tomorrow.
Dude, how nuts is that?
Isn't it crazy? Like that's already here.
I feel like it's kind of under the radar too. We've gotten like 5 minutes of footage from trailers to sneak peeks, everything. We have a lot of footage from Hawkeye, so I'm excited for it. It's been nice not having to wake up at 2:30 to do reactions, but I'm ready to.
Hey, I'm ready
to
to get back to the grind, man. Get these reaction vids out.
Yeah, definitely. No, I am excited. I am excited. Someone made a good point on TikTok. It's like, what if the week that Spider-Man comes out, because there's all the rumors that Charlie Cox is playing Daredevil, and well, not Daredevil, but he's
Matt
gonna,
Murdock.
yeah, he's gonna appear as Matt Murdock as Peter's lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
What if that week we see Wilson Fisk in it, in Hawkeye? Because there were some like big rumors that I mess his name up every week. I think William D'Onofrio,
I think
that
you're right.
he's going to be in the Hawkeye series. So it'd be very interesting if we see Kingpin on Tuesday, and then on Thursday we see Daredevil in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. What's interesting is with this whole, like, we always got to talk about it, this whole Spider-Verse, Sonyverse thing that's going on. Right now it is so open-ended, obviously, with like the rumors with everyone appearing and stuff, but like even going to like the Morbius trailer,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you've seen this, like we literally have a look at the Raimi trilogy with the Spidey mural that behind him in the original trailer, where it's has murder spray painted across it. We have the Oscorp building from TASM, and obviously we have Michael Keaton's Vulture
Did
in
you
there as
see
well.
he confirmed live the other day that he is reprising the role of Vulture?
Yeah, was it on Jimmy Fallon or one of those shows?
Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, one of them.
One of them, he said something like, "Oh, I'm doing Vulture stuff."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's
"Oh,
crazy.
okay,
Well, dude,
okay."
that's not even all. We see Black Cat, we see Rhino,
Right.
we see little
Venom.
yes, they talk about Venom, which it wasn't out of the question because it's Sony for them to mention Venom. That's not a huge one, but I don't know. These other ones are pretty crazy. So what I'm worried about, not worried, is at some point this is going all back over to Sony, which is cool. Tom Holland, Marvel lover, what is up?
What's up, man?
At some point this is going all back to Sony, which is cool, but I hope that doesn't kind of leave a hole in the MCU, because I really love the MCU, I know that's not a thing, the MCU verse, but like the MCU side of Marvel, and
Right.
Sony's great as well, but I just think Marvel Studios does so much better at like making these movies that I hope we don't get such a great movie in No Way Home and then it not pan out as well as the MCU does, because the MCU's given me very high expectations, and from what I've seen from Sony so far, it just hasn't hooked me like the MCU has, because I wasn't that thrilled with Venom 2, that.
Mm-hmm.
You really liked it, but I wasn't that blown away by it like you. So I hope that this doesn't tease us and we get an awesome movie and then that's it for Spider-Man in the MCU.
Well, Tom Holland said that obviously this is the end of the trilogy and kind of the end of an era of Spider-Man.
He said that they treated it like the end of the trilogy. So
Right.
I think that means like they treated it like that because everything was so up in the air. I don't think that means it's 100% the end of the trilogy. I think they just, with all the uncertainty, they just had to prepare themselves for the worst.
What I like about this, in the situation we're in right now, it's obviously as a Spider-Man fan, this is the end of an era for Spider-Man. Yeah. This is, in my opinion, I think this is going to be the end of Iron Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like comparing Spider-Man to Iron Man Jr. and yada yada.
Yeah,
I think that's over. I genuinely think so, and I think we're going to get a more accurate representation of how purely strong Spider-Man can be. Obviously, like, and what I like about that is, like, obviously in the Raimi in the TASM movies, it was only Spider-Man. There weren't other heroes that were at least relevant, right? So now we compare it to the MCU. Now we have Iron Man and Captain America. We have literally Norse gods. We have people who turn into these giant beasts. And then you got little 17-ish year old Peter Parker over here who's under Iron Man's wing, and it's like Iron Man Jr. And obviously, in comparison to the rest of the heroes, So thus far, Spider-Man has not been that strong. I'm just going to be completely honest, right?
No.
But going forward, we have the opportunity to see him in his purest potential.
We do.
Pound for pound, Spider-Man is literally one of the strongest heroes in existence. Literally, if Spider-Man were to throw a punch at full capacity, he would kill people. And obviously, because Spider-Man does not kill people, he never throws a full punch. He always pulls his punches, even when he's fighting the worst of all villains.
We haven't, and I don't know if you've seen this little tidbit, but we have not seen Tom Holland Spider-Man punch anything.
No.
Do you know that we've only seen him kick and web?
I feel like Sony and Marvel have purposely done this, that they've made him seem
kiddish,
a little on the weak side, a little bit that he's lost. But if you look at all these movies, if you look at Homecoming and Far From Home, he's gotten exponentially stronger through all of them.
Yeah.
Like now he's been to space. Now he's fought people. He was dusted. He was brought back. Like he's had life experiences. He's understanding his powers. He has the best tech in existence with his suit and all these fancy modes and stuff that he never really had in any other movies or in the comics, really. So he has the potential to be the strongest Spider-Man to date.
He does. But when you, by the way, Tom Holland Marvel lover, thank you for the follow. The thing that I worry about is because Tom Holland said over this past week, he said, if I'm playing, he wants the reins to be passed on to Miles Morales, which I'm sure you love. I think it's awesome. But he also said, he's 25. He said, if I'm still playing Spider-Man when I'm 30 years old, I've done something wrong. And I get that to a point, but Spider-Man becomes an adult too. And that's 5 years away. Like me and Tom Holland were born on the same exact day, same exact year. So, me and him were both born June 1st, 1996. I'm 25 and a half years old. That's 4.5 years until holy crap. I'm 30 in 4.5 years.
Did you just experience a midlife crisis?
Oh my God.
A quarter-life crisis
live on TikTok? Wow, that's nuts.
Hold on. You looked at.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. But going back, that's 4.5 years. Think of how many movies that is. That's after this one, that might be 2.
Maybe.
But that might be 2 solo movies. Not to say he couldn't appear in something else, but if he's not looking to play him past 30, we don't have that Spider-Man for too much longer.
I agree, dude. I would genuinely love to see him play an adult Spidey. There's cool. So many opportunities, bro, especially with like how Sony is like super invested with Venom at this point, and Carnage was not the last symbiote we're going to see in live action.
No, not at all.
Absolutely no way. I would love to see an adult Spidey meet a obviously the MCU MJ is different, so meet a whatever version of MJ or wife or whoever. It could be someone brand new. I'm not super invested in his love life, whoever it can be. He has his daughter, May Parker, and obviously May Parker, for those of you who don't know, is cloned in a certain comic line. I'd love to see the Clone Saga dove into what
delved.
Is that the word?
Delved.
That sounds right. Anyways, I'd love to see them go into the Clone Saga, and I'd love them to dive deeper into the symbiote saga with, you could tie in Mayhem, who is the clone of Peter Parker's daughter, May Parker, all those sort of things, kind of tie them together. I'd be super excited about that.
Yeah. Hello, Jay Brent. Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, no, I get it, man. I think it's so unique the way we've been able to see Tom Holland since he was far younger become just more of like a man, Spider-Man,
right?
Because we see him as a teenager, and that's pretty cool to see someone get into the movie business at a young age for such an icon, arguably I'd say like top 2-3 superheroes of all time across the
world.
Yeah, like I can only think.
I think
Superman,
Batman,
and
I think those two, Spider-Man, go.
Yeah, I think those three are
Go
the
at it.
three, three that'd be on Mount Rushmore. But it's pretty unique to see him grow into a role. So I think it would be awesome to see him play Spidey throughout his life. But I think it would be even cooler, not even cooler, but let's say he's going to stop playing him at 30 years old, like he says. What if when you and I are 45 years old, when there's a new Spider-Man, when there's Miles Morales or a Penny Parker, May Parker, when they have these other Spider-Men that we've moved on to, it's
They
like
bring Tom back.
I know they bring
Just
Tom
like we're
back,
experiencing right now with
exactly.
Toby and Andrew.
Bringing them back. So, they have to do that kind of stuff to to keep the older fans invested as well, So
absolutely.
that'd be dope.
The power of nostalgia is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, you were telling me. You're telling
me. You had a good point. Like, we really have seen Tom Holland Spider-Man become more of a man, and you reminded me of the scene back in Homecoming where when they show Tony come to his apartment for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, what do you call yourself? Spiderling, Spider Boy?" And Tom Holland, Peter Parker looks back at him, and goes, "No, Spider Man," and he's all like insecure about it and stuff. And like now he's like, "No, I'm Spider-Man. Like, let's go."
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's super cool. I like how before Alec and I started the episode, he's like, "Yo, you want to try to not talk about Spider-Man?" I was like, yeah.
We've been on it for a solid 10, 15 minutes.
We've talked about it the most out of everything. But again, we just kind of went into this with no topic. We just kind of wanted to talk about Marvel with everybody.
Do whatever we want to do. Again, if you're in the chat with us, drop a Marvel Star Wars question in there, and we'd love to talk about it.
Question, hot take, anything you want. We will
hot takes.
We will answer it, talk about it. Alec and I are going to try something new. We're going to start playing some video games and going live on TikTok to just hear your hot takes while we play, just to engage with you guys. Try to get some more interaction with everybody. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that either came out, was announced. Do you have anything else so far?
No, I'm honestly still surprised we haven't gotten a full Kenobi trailer, man.
Yeah,
that's a little disappointing.
It is.
Like, the sizzle reel was cool, but like
it gave us
nothing. It's not a trailer.
No, it did. Well, it didn't give us any footage from the movie. So it's definitely not a trailer. We haven't seen anything.
What's the release date on that again?
I know it's 2022 release. We still have
January, right?
It just says 2022. And my internet connection is unstable. So you
just froze on me for a minute, but I heard you on TikTok, so
yeah,
we can at least continue the convo that way. Oh yeah, we're Gucci.
All right, sounds good. I'm looking up the Andor release date because I don't think that's been announced either. Yeah, 2022.
Interesting that they're waiting so long.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, literally, Kenobi's supposed to come out in the next 2 months, most likely.
I have not heard that.
I don't know why. Like, when I hear early 2022, I assume January.
I haven't
February.
heard early 2022.
Oh, really?
I haven't heard early. I
just made that. Maybe I made that up, but I could have sworn.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I'm just I'm manifesting it. Is what's happening.
There you go.
January 6th, it's gonna get released.
January 6th.
Okay, well, no, not with Book of Boba out.
No, because Boba comes out the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. We still have a
we have a ways still.
Yeah, because the Ahsoka series, when is that coming out? That is coming. Oh, you Google that and it doesn't even
have a date.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a year. So I assume it'll be. I think they have a timeline somewhere online. Here, I can just check it.
They literally casted Sabine yesterday.
Yeah, so
or they announced the casting yesterday. So filming is still a ways off.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's a ways off. Star Wars Disney Plus timeline. I wouldn't say it's a ways off. I'd say that's a big. inkling that it's coming pretty soon.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's still like needs the who knows what stage of production they're in. They have not began filming, so like you're looking at least another year or so.
3 years?
At least another year or so.
Oh, I thought you said another 3 years. I was like,
Oh,
you're
no.
nuts.
No way.
You're nuts. You're on something. No, there's yeah. I mean, is it? I don't know. Who cares? Well, we all care, but either way, we'll be fine.
Hey, we'll get it
We have
when we get it.
Kenobi coming, which I'm most excited about that more than anything in the world. I'm more excited for Kenobi than No Way Home.
Really?
100%. Because Star
I
Wars
don't know,
is
man.
always well. Spidey's your favorite everything.
Right.
You know, Star Wars is always my number one, even though it's like that neck and neck. Star
Right.
Wars is always my number one, and you know, that's our childhood. You know, that's what I grew up on is Obi-Wan and Anakin, and the prequels. So, man, you said it. Nostalgia is a powerful thing, and I can't wait to see that. I think part of it is I remember just how happy I was seeing Luke pop up in The Mandalorian.
Dude,
just how happy we both were. Like,
I actually went back and watched our reaction to
I
that
did
the other
too.
day.
That's crazy. So did I.
Like maybe like 4 or 5 days ago.
Dude, literally same.
I don't know what made me think of it. Like I came across I can tell you exactly what made me think of it. I came across a YouTube video of a bunch of reactors, like a compilation of people reacting to that scene. And I'm like, dude, ours blows this out of the water. What do you mean?
Really?
Not well, so yeah, sort of. But no, I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch that. And I just went back and watched the scene where you see that, like from where we see the X-Wing for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like a lone X-Wing. And I'm like, oh God, if we only knew at the time, like what we were about to get into.
I just love it.
We were not ready.
At the exact, hey, from Colorado. Hola. Thank you
What's
for joining.
up?
My favorite thing about watching that reaction is our faces just go from 0 to 100 at the exact same time.
Well, we did that.
Right,
and then when they showed the lightsaber for the first time,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We both looked in. We're like, no way. And it's like, then it popped up a screen. And we're like,
we just did it again. But yeah, man, that's it gets me every time. So remembering how excited I was and just how happy I was watching that, I know that, you know, it's going to be the same for the Kenobi series. The only difference is it's not a surprise, you know?
Right.
That's the only difference, but it still, I'm just super excited. Again, I wish they wouldn't have given us the news about Hayden Christensen popping up in Ahsoka. That would have been cool to see.
Dude, I'm still really confused on what that's going to be. Like, odds are it's not a very significant role whatsoever. No. It might only be a voiceover. Like,
I don't know. It said appear. Well, no, it said reprise his role. But the thing is, and you know, we've talked about it a little. Anakin's dead at that time. Thanks for the tip on the certain point of view book. I can't put it down. LOL. Oh, awesome. Man, how long ago you had to have seen something a long time ago, man.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that in a minute.
We haven't talked about the book in several months. So thank you.
It's a loyal fan right there, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, let us know what I don't know what episode or video we spoke about.
What's your favorite story in that so far?
Yeah, yes, give us the favorite story. Anakin, Invader, yeah, I was going through all your old vids. Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
Anakin and Vader are dead at the point of
they've been long dead.
Wait. No, because actually no, that it depends, because Rebels ends as A New Hope begins.
Right.
So and that's only a few years. How many years is it's only it's less than 10 years from A New Hope to Return of the Jedi. So if it's somewhere in there, Vader's still alive.
You thinking like a flashback scene?
I don't know.
Because honestly, like, I don't think we're gonna get anything in the original trilogy that with a character that like from the prequels or from Clone Wars, something like that. I don't think we're gonna get that much tied to the original trilogy in a show. I feel like it's just gonna be moving forward. Because if, for instance, you talk about all the time, if Ahsoka was like fighting or doing whatever during the original trilogy,
Where was
people
she?
exactly like people would have known about it. A lot more would have happened because I feel like she single-handedly could have done a lot
Yeah.
to take them down.
Well, she
And
could have
the
taught
rebellion would have
Luke.
known. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So they have to watch out for that kind of thing where if she was there during the fate of the when the fate of the galaxy was at hand,
Mhm.
where was Ahsoka Tano? You know?
You know what's interesting? I heard a really interesting theory the other day, and basically what it says is that the two timelines, so the timeline in which the new trilogy happens and the timeline in which it doesn't, it all goes back to the fight between Ahsoka and Vader. And that if in that scene Vader killed Ahsoka, that in the universe where Vader killed Ahsoka, that is where the new trilogy exists because the Empire was able to obtain Grogu and use his blood to create Snoke. But the timeline in which Ahsoka doesn't die, where Ezra pulls her out of the portal in the Veil of the Force, is the universe where the Mandalorian exists. And these new shows going forward exist.
I don't think they're going to do that, though.
I don't think so either, but I read that and I'm like, that's actually kind of interesting. Like, that would make some sense.
I mean, it would make sense. I don't know. It all stems from how divisive the fandom became after the sequel trilogy, you know? So if they start not retconning, but like messing with different timelines now, they can just
do whatever they want.
Well, do whatever they want, but also there has to be a point where, you know, if it came out, regardless of if it was well received or not, it's part of the story, you know?
It is, but I think it'd be kind of cool for this multi-timeline thing. This is what the MCU is about to do, and I feel like Star Wars might have the opportunity to do the same, just from What If and all this multiversal stuff that's happening in the MCU. I don't see it doing anything but succeeding, and if that's the case, it has set a precedent that Star Wars and Disney would be kind of smart to follow, and they might see some success in doing that.
Why do you say like they'd be smart in doing it? Like,
I don't know. Okay, I don't know about like smart, but if they're trying to not retcon the sequels, but like make them not as prevalent, kind of win back their fans, I think that'd be a good way to do it.
Yeah, but it's almost like because people didn't like it and they complained so much, they won, you know? But I guess that would be a way to make both sides happy, you know, because if it was two different timelines, I still would. I'd
consider
enjoy it.
Both of them in one timeline, or
well,
I guess you
not
can't
that,
really, but
yeah, not so much that, but it's still Star Wars.
You
know, it's still Star Wars to me. I would still enjoy it the same way in everything.
With as much like
that's such tricky ground to cross, you know.
It is, with as much like negative as there is in the sequels, and this has been talked about for years now. There's also a ton of like positivity and like quality things that were in them as well.
Yeah.
So like they weren't a total bust in my opinion. Like I again, we talk about all the time. Like we enjoyed the sequels, and like it's like you said, that'd be a good way to kind of balance it out and bring balance back to the Force of fans.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I mean, maybe they will go with it. Now that they have the Veil of the Force, they're going with many different they could go with many different timelines. And judging by the logo of the Ahsoka show, it will include the Veil of the Force. So who knows what that could mean.
I'm excited to get some more answers on how that works. For some reason, I keep envisioning
like asking
it.
About
I kind of
how they time traveled at Endgame.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I kind of envision it like that, or like seeing the multiverse in Loki. Like, for some reason, I kind of associated that with like being inside of the veil.
That's cool. It's cool. What if it is?
What if?
I mean, Marvel and Star Wars are already connected. We saw Mustafar in What If.
Isn't that wild?
That's awesome.
Dude, that's one of the
Obvious-
coolest things I've ever seen.
And we
Let's
saw
be real.
Felucia. So
Yeah.
it's we've seen these planets, and it's just cool. You know, it probably most likely nothing will become of it, but it's just cool. You know, you're watching Marvel and you see Darth Vader's castle. I think it's really neat.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
wild.
goodness. We need a Star Wars what if. It's already been talked about, but
First episode, what would it be?
First episode. What if Anakin did not cut off Mace Windu's hand? What
Or
if Qui-Gon did not die?
What if Luke hadn't kissed his sister?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. What if R2 spoke English?
Kind of already does.
Well, yeah, like I don't know. What does he say? If he does, what does he say? You speak English?
Hey, that's not my place to
Nothing.
decipher that. Hey, by the way, I liked your Easter egg on TikTok the other day about the little aliens from Men in Black
Yeah.
that they speak
Huttese.
Huttese. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I know. And I went back and I was watching the scenes, and it literally they speak some English too,
Mhm.
but when they're speaking to each other, wanga. But they're speaking like little worm aliens. But yeah, it's
Right.
cool. Yeah.
You ever been on the Men in Black ride at Universal?
Bro, I'm the champ at that ride. Are you kidding me?
Bruh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I've ridden it
I'm pumped. We're
many times.
So the week before we're going to Avengers Campus at Galaxy's Edge, my girlfriend and I are going to visit some family in Florida. We're going to go to Galaxy's Edge there. While we're at Hollywood
Sucks.
Studios, we are pumped to go do Toy Story Mania.
You haven't done that?
No, we have. It's just been a
Okay.
long time.
I think it's okay.
I'm just excited for it. I think it's fun.
Oh, it's fun. I like the Buzz Lightyear ride much better though. That's just a classic, and I know the secrets.
Oh, do you?
Yes. There's like secret Z's that give you like,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh,
If you ride the ride, and this is for anybody who rides the Buzz Lightyear ride. In one room, there's a big giant orange robot. And if you hit the inside of his hand, it moves like this, where his arms go up and down. The Z on the inside of his hand is worth a lot. And then there's one. Yeah, there's like, I know of like 3 Z's that have a lot of points. That's why I'm an official Space Ranger. I've joined the 1 million club on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin.
Nick Ramsey, Space Ranger.
I know, right? I've gotten some negative feedback on the video I posted of the Buzz Lightyear Captain America Easter egg. It's like people are just pissed that it's not Tim Allen, which I understand to a point, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not the same person. It's not the toy.
No.
Like the toy
No.
is Tim Allen. The person is Chris Evans.
Captain
Yeah,
America.
it's not that complicated, dog.
Yeah, and people like, oh, you're reaching on it. It's like, if you know Marvel and you literally have eyes to watch this Buzz Lightyear trailer, you can see that it is a shot-for-shot remake of Captain America, and people just don't like. It's like they don't like to enjoy things, because I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat. Like the first time I watched the trailer, I said, "Oh, that's from Avengers. That's from Avengers," and people are just, "Nope, no, it's not."
When's that come out?
I don't know.
It's soon.
Let's ask the Google.
The Google.
Lightyear release date. June 17th.
That's not that
Nice.
far off.
No, I'm definitely going to go.
I'm gonna see it in
go
theaters.
that. Of course. I'm super excited to actually see. And then there is another Easter egg at the very end of the trailer where they're like about to touch fingers, I guess. It's, remember at the end of Age of Ultron, Cap's actually done it a couple times. He said, "You good?"
Yeah, I have my
Okay.
computer.
He said it's when he goes into the room and it's Vision, War Machine, Wanda, and someone else. And Falcon. He goes in and he says, "Avengers," and then
Yeah.
at the end he says, "To infinity," and then it cuts off. So it's kind
Damn.
of like a little reference to
Dude,
it.
can we just talk about real quick? I know this is old, but the build up to hear Avengers assemble.
Never,
the years
never
in the
heard it.
making.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie. Nick and I talked about this before, but a lot of times, like I always do cardio before I lift. So whenever I go to the gym, I can't tell you the amount of time that I go and watch either the Wakanda battle, the big endgame battle, the What's Up Danger scene from Spider-Verse. Those are my 3 go-tos.
I don't watch them. I listen to the music though.
I like watching the whole thing, bro.
No, that's cool.
Like
Yeah,
especially the endgame battle when like obviously the best part is when after the Wakandan warriors come out and they're doing a thing and then they like side swipe the entire army across and then they zoom up on Cap's face.
Well, it's also like I always start off like kind of like at a slower pace when Cap gets knocked over by Thanos, and it's very somber music, and then you hear the boom, 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 and then the music just starts, and my ears start smoking. Oh man,
dude, that might be the single most hype thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
it's been 3 years and we still talk about it,
bro. You just described it and like in like not the best way ever, like, but like it was fine, like, and I still have goosebumps.
Where's this going? Okay.
It's
like, you described it in a shitty way.
You suck about everything.
No, dude, it's hard not to get excited about that. And it's
we have Arya in the chat with another gift. Arya, thank you so much for coming back again this week and dropping the gift. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So what else do we have?
I also liked your TikTok Easter egg the other day about Kingo from Eternals having all the Captain America stuff.
Yep, he's a Cap.
That's wild.
Did we talk about this on the podcast yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I hope we didn't because no, we definitely did. Did we? We talked about his shield. We can talk about it again. So in Falcon Winter Soldier, I think it's Bucky that says everything in museums is fake. It's all the real items of history, props, they're all owned by the elite, by the very rich. And Kingo is very rich. And you can see Cap's original shield in the back. Now, I can't remember who pointed this out, but they made a good point linking it to Falcon Winter Soldier. With Kingo being very rich, it is a real possibility that he has Cap's original shield in his private jet, because if nobody owns the real things, if the museums don't house the real things, that he could very possibly have it, especially since he's the he's on his like 5th lifetime.
Yeah, his great grandfather. So I thought that was best movie stars.
Super cool. Eternals kind of dipped off. I haven't heard too much about it lately.
I know, it's kind of like it was out, got talked about for like a week, and then it's like, all right, we're moving on. We got Spider-Man.
Exactly right.
It sucks because like Eternals is a great movie, but like after December 17th, Eternals will not be remembered very much. No, for months it will not be spoken of. It'll be strictly Spider-Man, which I'm okay with.
I mean, it again, it's a great movie. I loved it, but it's Spider-Man. It's 3 Spider-Men.
What if you start like, what if there was a chance of Miles being in this as well?
I still think there is. Or maybe he's not in suit, but maybe we meet him.
Like get reference to it more or something. Because the only time we have was in Homecoming.
Yeah, but we already have his uncle is in the MCU. We meet his uncle Into the Spider-Verse. I think it's really possible that we could meet maybe a non-powerful,
non-superhuman Miles.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't become Spider-Man yet, but we could meet him.
The issue is, I think still Sony owns all those rights.
Yeah, but it's pretty clear they're working in tandem on this movie.
There's way too much money to be made for them to argue over it. Like both sides are going to make an ass ton of money.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like
The only problem is you hope it's not too much. Like, you know
Right.
how Spider-Man 3, I enjoyed it. I really
Mhm.
liked it. But you had Harry Osborn's Green Goblin, you had Sandman, and you had Venom, and people didn't like that there was so much going on.
Right.
So that I do worry about that a little bit.
The issue with Spider-Man 3 though is like the characters are weird in general. Like, for instance, the Venom was terrible in Spider-Man 3. Like, Topher Grace's Venom is bad.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And the issue is like there was no character development between them all. So like you just have like Sandman. So you got like you saw how he got turned into Sandman. You got Venom, Jamie Foxx's Electro. We got Doc Ock. We have these characters. We already have character development built around them. And now they just get to go out there and be badass. Like we don't have to worry about.
What if they're different characters, like you said?
The thing is, I feel like it's still gonna be okay. Like, for instance, if it is a different Jamie Foxx Electro, like we still know the origin and we still know the reasonings why he's a villain.
Yeah.
So like I feel like we won't need an entire new setup or explanation on how they came to be.
Where can you watch those 2 Spider-Man movies?
Which ones?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
I just look them up online, buddy.
Oh no, you can't say that. Oh man, they're gonna flag Carbonite Convos now because Alec said that.
Nah.
You never watch it though. You never watch it. You just click on it.
Yeah, and just see what it's about,
Exactly. Make sure it.
I mean, you can rent
Google
them
it
anywhere.
you Google it to make sure that people aren't pirating it.
Right.
Yeah, man. But do you have anything? Again, we said we weren't going to talk about Spidey.
That's all we talked about. It's just too relevant, man. Like,
it's new stuff all the time.
All the time. It's wild. Yo, real quick, last thing. What was your thoughts on the scene where Tom Holland is going up against Electro, Sandman, and Lizard gets like sideswiped out of nowhere?
I think it's terrible editing. If they're trying to keep it, I almost think they're doing this crap on purpose.
Right? There's too many things in there that, like, for instance, the scene where like it looks like Ned's pushing MJ off like the scaffolding. There's a
I did
random
not see that. Pushing her?
He doesn't push her, but it like he kind of goes forward as she's falling and it looks kind of off. Anyways, in that scene, there's like a random Spider-Man arm just floating in space. Like it was just like not edited. Yeah, it was just like not edited out.
I didn't see that.
It was weird. And then like in one of the scenes where like Tom Holland is like swinging through the scaffolding, it looks like they obviously CGI Tom Holland's suit over Andrew.
Why?
Because the eyes are completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that either.
Because like he has a very like distinct eye shape.
No,
they're very kind of they're kind of round-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like obviously different. Like, what? How was that missed?
Yeah, you'd think with all the secrecy, with everything, it would be very.
You'd think that they'd be more upset about these leaks and stuff. That they'd come out and say like, "Guy," just like how they did for Endgame. Like it was like a whole like commercial. Don't spoil the Endgame. Yada yada. Like,
if they say something like that, though, that's kind of them saying that these things are real, though. You know what I mean? But if they just ignore them. It seems like that's kind of making it played off as, they're
not doing this.
Made up. Yeah. We have a quick comment. I saw a theory: Doc Ock and Goblin teaming with Spider-Man on battle with Sandman, Lizard, Electro scene.
I did hear that.
I haven't seen about Green Goblin, but they make it pretty clear that like Doc Ock doesn't seem like a villain. And
Doc Ock doesn't seem like a villain. And what's interesting about Goblin too is like it's the serum that made him crazy. Yeah. So he easily could have like figured out how to take out the crazy.
Yeah, and we're gonna have 2 Green Goblins though as well.
I don't know if it's 2 because I did some more research into it, and the very first Goblin you see where it looks like he has like longer hair and stuff, that's the damage suit that was leaked a few months back, where it's like it was obviously like a stunt actor in there at the time. That is. And the reason it looked like he had long black hair is because he had his cowl on. It's like a purple hood.
Oh.
And it's supposedly still Willem Dafoe. Just I don't know if it was like after a fight or something and he got all damaged. I'm not sure.
I know I was going to say, I know he died, but what if we see Harry Osborn's Green Goblin, but also Norman Osborn's Green Goblin
also died.
Would you want to see the Green Goblin from The Amazing Spider-Man?
I wouldn't be opposed. I'd rather see Rhino, to be honest.
I'd rather see Harry Osborn's Green Goblin, just because, again, that's the one we saw.
Right.
Maybe the first suit of Goblin before they attack Stark Industry. What? Do you understand that?
Say it again.
Can you not see the comment?
I can't see that one.
Okay, so Arias commented, maybe the first suit of Goblin before they attack Stark Industry. What do you mean attack Stark?
I'm thinking like that's where I think the battle damage suit comes from. Is like it's either
whose battle damage suit?
The Goblin. So my guess is that the first suit that Goblin is wearing when he gets like brought into this dimension is the same suit that he fought Toby Spider-Man in the first movie.
Yes.
Right.
But
and it's damaged. He's dead. But it's all destroyed and stuff. And that's why he has to wear the cowl, is because his mask is either missing or broken. And then maybe throughout the movie, he is able to collect pieces together to be able to fix it. And that's when we see his piece together suit.
But what does that mean? They attack Stark Industry. What is?
Maybe that's the connection to how Electro gets the arc reactor.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's how the Stark Industry or the Stark Tower, Avengers Tower connection with Oscorp comes in. Maybe something along those lines.
Yeah, because wasn't it a rumor that Oscorp was purchasing the Avengers Tower?
Right.
Yeah, because now it's just they already moved, so it's just a big building in New York now.
Right.
Big ugly building.
Right.
I always liked it.
Avengers Tower?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's super dope. That's the coolest thing to do in the Spider-Man video game, is to go to the top and jump off.
Yeah. Man, I have not played that in so long.
You need to play the Miles game, bro.
I know. My buddy has a PS5. So I was at his place the other day and we were looking up my hours played games. And I was surprised it was this low, but I played 74 hours of the Spider-Man game. So that's just 3 solid days. And I have 1,100 hours on Fortnite.
Oh my God.
1,100.
I want to look and see how much I have.
It's like 45 days.
Dude, a lot of that was from 2020.
Yeah, a lot of
majority of it.
Arya had another comment, and that's what people rage about, Happy's death theory. He was attacked at Stark Industry. I have seen that Happy will possibly...
That's going to be sad.
Hit the big one. Yeah, because he's been in the MCU a while.
He's, technically speaking, one of the OGs.
Well, yeah, he was in the first
Iron Man movie.
Well, first ever MCU movie.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how many movies Happy's been in. We could probably do the math. He's been in all 3 Iron Man.
I think 6.
He's been in all 3 Iron Man movies.
Civil War. Right? No, not Civil War.
Not Civil War.
All 3. Gonna be all 3 Spidey movies.
All 3 Spidey movies. Endgame. He wasn't in Infinity War.
Was he in Ultron?
I don't think so. I think he's been in 7. 7 movies. It's not bad.
That's quite a bit.
All right. It is it's Monday Night Football. As you can see, Alec and I are rocking our Bucks gear, and this game starts in an hour. So Alec and I have some plans tonight. Not together, but we are going to go watch this game. Bucks versus
we got the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants. So it's going to be...
Dude, we're coming off our rough loss last week.
Tom Brady has not lost 3 games in a row, I think, since it said 2002.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I know, right?
Tonight, we got a couple guys back from the injured list tonight.
Yes, sir.
So
buddy.
We're Gucci, man.
All right. But Alec, do you have anything before we head out?
No, these guys on TikTok, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for contributing to the conversation. We always appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us wherever you're watching or listening to this. You can check us out on all major podcast platforms and social media platforms at Carbonite Convos. And if you want to check out Alec and I's personal social media. You can also click the link in our bio. We have everything in there. So thank you once again. And until our series premiere of Hawkeye episode 1 reaction coming out Wednesday morning, may the force be with you guys.
Remember, the force will be with you.